Good morning students. Welcome back to online class. How are you students? I hope you all are fine and safe by the grace of God. Students, now we are learning Geography Lesson 5, India, Population, Transport, Communication and Trade. Is it? Now we are learning Geography Lesson 5, India, Population, Transport, Communication and Trade. Is it? In the beginning of this class, we can recollect few important points about a previous class portion. Okay. In previous class, which topic we learned from this class, this lesson? Have you remember students? Very good. We learned about migration and urbanization. Is it? Migration and urbanization. First of all, we learned about migration. What is mean by migration? Migration means the movement of people across regions and territories. Migration means the movement of people across the regions and territories. It can be two types. Is it? Migration can be two types. What are the two types of migration? Very good. Internal migration and international migration. What are the two types of migration? Internal migration and international migration. Is it? Internal migration means, very good, within the country. Then international migration means between the countries. Is it? Then next we learned about the different types of migration. Is it? How many types of migrations are there? There are 7 types of migration. Is it? What are the 7 types of migration? Very good. Population composition, age composition, sex ratio, literacy rate, occupational structure, then population dynamics, and the last one is overpopulation. And the last one is problem of overpopulation. Is it? Now, first one we learned about population composition. Is it? Population composition is the characteristics such as age, sex, caste, religion, language, education and occupation. Is it? Then secondly we learned about age composition. What is mean by age composition? Age composition means the total number of people to different age group in a country. What is mean by age composition? Age composition is refers to the total number of people to different age group in a country. Then next we learned about sex ratio. Is it? Next we learned about sex ratio. What is mean by sex ratio? Sex ratio refers to the total number of female per 1000 male population. What is mean by sex ratio? Very good. The total number of female per 1000 male population. The next we learned about the literacy rate. Is it? What is mean by literacy? Those who are able to read and write, that is literate. Is it? What is mean by literacy? Literacy means the people, those who are able to read and write. Then literacy rate refers to the percentage of total literacy people by total population. The literacy rate means the percentage of total people by the total population. Is it? Then next we learned about the occupational structure. From occupational structure we learned 3 main groups of workers. Is it? What are the 3 main groups of workers? Excellent. Main workers, marginal workers and non-workers. The first one is main workers. Is it? Main workers means the people who are able to work more than 6 months in a year. Main workers means the people able to work more than 6 months in a year. Is it? Then secondly, marginal workers. Marginal workers means the people, those who are able to work below 6 months, they are termed as marginal workers. Then non-workers. Third one is non-workers. Non-workers means the people who are unable to work. Non-workers means the people who are unable to work. Okay. Then the sixth type is the population dynamics. Is it? What is mean by population dynamics? Population dynamics refers to the shape of the population and its characteristics. What is meant by population dynamics? Population dynamics means the size of the population and its characteristics. Then finally we learned about the problems of overpopulation. Is it? Finally we learned about the problems of overpopulation. Then according to overpopulation, we are facing many problems. For example, mainly we are facing overcrowding, unemployment, unhealthy environment, non-living standard of life. Likewise, some of the problems we are facing through this overpopulation. Is it? Okay, students. Next we learned about urbanization. What is meant by urbanization? Urbanization refers to the transformation of people from one rural area to urban area. What is meant by urbanization? Urbanization means the transformation of people from a rural area to urban area in the society. Then from urbanization, we learn some of the impact of urbanization. Is it? From urbanization, we learned some of the impact of urbanization. There are 9 impact of urbanization we learned. Is it? For example, scarcity of water, shortage of houses, then drainage system, then likewise some of the impact we learned through urbanization. Is it? These are the things we learned in the previous class. Then, okay students, and also I gave some of the question answers. I hope you all are learned that question answers also. Students, now let us come forward to today's class. Today I am going to teach one more topic from Geography lesson 5. The topic is transportation. The next topic is transportation. Listen carefully. The next topic is transportation. First of all, what is meant by transportation? Transportation means in which the passengers and goods are carried from one place to other place. What is meant by transportation? Transportation means the passengers and goods are carried from one place to other place. Okay. Then, for example, if we want to go one place to other place means we are using some of the vehicles and some means of transport. Is it? Students, suppose if we want to go to one place to other place means we are using some of the vehicles and some means of transport. Is it? That is called transportation. That is called transportation. Then in olden days, the people used to move one place to other place by their foot. In olden days, the people used their foot by moving one place to other place. Then after they used some of the animals to move one place to other place. Some years after, the olden people used some of the animals to transportation. That means they are moving from one place to other place to the use of some of the animals. Then after 19th century, the people invented the wheel. After 19th century, the people invented the wheel. When they invented the wheel, they developed the means of transport. Then the early men invented wheel, they developed the means of transport. Okay students, now I am going to explain the means of transportation. Now I am going to explain the means of transportation. Means of transportation. Now I am going to explain the means of transportation. In it, there are 3 means of transport are used in the world. There are 3 means of transportation are used in the world. They are land, air, water. There are 3 means of transportation are used. They are land, air, water. Listen very carefully students. There are 3 means of transportation are used in the world. They are land, air, water. Okay. The first means of transport is land. The first means of transport is land. From land, there are three ways are there. From land, there are three ways are there. The first one is roadways. The first one is roadways. Then the second one is railways. The second one is railways. Then the third one is pipelines. The third one is pipelines. Then the second means of transportation is air. The second means of transportation is air. From air, there are two ways of ways are there. The first one is inland waterways. The first one is inland waterways. Inland waterways. Inland waterways. And the second one is oceanic waterways. The second one is oceanic roads. Second one is oceanic roads. Then the third means of transportation is water. The third means of transportation is water. From water, there are two ways of transportation are there. Domestic airways and international airways. The first one is domestic airways. Domestic airways. And the second one is international airways. Second one is international airways. Second one is international airways. Students, listen very careful. There are three means of transportation. The first one is land. The second one is air. And the third one is water. The first means of transportation is land. From land, there are two ways are there. Roadways, railways and pipeline. Then second means of transportation is air. From air, there are two ways of transportations are there. The first one is inland waterways and the second one is oceanic roads. Then the third means of transportation is water. From water, three ways of transportations are there. The first one is domestic airways and the second one is international airways. Okay, understand students? Listen. Now I am going to teach the first means of transport. Now I am going to teach the first means of transport. From this class, in this class, I am going to teach the first means of transport one way. The first way, that is roadways. That is roadways. Okay students, now I am going to teach the roadways. Listen students, now I am going to teach the roadways. Okay, first means of transport land. From there, the roadways is the first way. Now I am going to teach the roadways. Now listen here, the roadway is one of the important role of that passengers and goods are carried from long distance and short distances. The roadways is one of the most important role carried the passengers and goods in a long and short distances. And also these roadways are connected between some of the farms, some of the agricultural fields, factories, some of the markets, etc. These roadways are connected between some of the farms, agricultural fields, some of the industries and factories and some of the markets. Okay, the Indian roads are cost efficient. The Indian roads are cost efficient and also the length of Indian roads are 56 lakhs 3,293 kilometers. The length of Indian roads are 56 lakhs 3,293 kilometers. Listen very careful. The total length of Indian roads are 56 lakhs 3,293 kilometers. Okay. Then and also from among these roads, 85% of passengers are traveled through the Indian roads in every day. 85% of passengers are used the Indian roads in every day and 70% of freight carried from one place to another place through these roadways. Now listen very careful. 85 percentage of passengers. Okay, 85 percentage of passengers are travel from one place to other place through Indian roads, and 70 percentage freight, F-R-I-E-G-H-T, freight means goods items. Freight means goods items. Okay, 70% of goods items are carried from one place to other place through Indian roads in every day. Okay, then on the purpose of maintenance and construction, the roads are classified into 7 ways. Listen very careful. For the purpose of construction and maintenance, the Indian roads are classified into 7 ways. The first one is national highway, second one is state highway, third one is district road, fourth one is rural or village road, fifth one is next border road, then the sixth one is expressway, and the last one is international highway. Now listen very careful. There are the roadways are classified into 7 ways. The first one is national highway. First one is national highway. Then the second one is state highway. Third one is district road. Fourth one is rural or village road. Then the fifth one is border road. Then the sixth one is expressway. And the last one is, seventh one is international highways. Listen students, for the purpose of construction and maintenance of Indian roads, the Indian roads are classified into 7 ways. The first one is national highways, second one is state highways, third one is district road, fourth one is rural or village road, fifth one is border road, sixth one is expressway, and the last one is international highways. Now I am going to explain one by one. Now listen very careful. The first one is national highway. Now listen here. The national highways are connectively between linked in the places of some of the capitals of the states, some of the tourist centers, then some of the railway junctions, major ports, major industries, etc. The national highways are linked between some of the states' capitals, some of the tourist centers, then rail junctions, some of the major ports, and some of the industries. And also, the longest national highway is NH7. Listen very careful. The longest national highway is NH7. NH7, which runs from Varanasi to Kanyakumari. It runs from Varanasi with Kanyakumari. Now listen very careful students. The national highway, the longest national highway is NH7. One word question and map question. It is very, very important. The longest national highway is NH7. Okay, NH7. See here. Students, see the map. The longest national highway is NH7. It runs from Varanasi with Kanyakumari. Varanasi is in Uttar Pradesh. Very, very important map question. Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh and Kanyakumari is in Tamil Nadu. It runs from Varanasi with Kanyakumari. Okay. Then the shortest national highway is NH47A. The shortest national highway is the NH47A. It runs from Ernakulam to Kochi. It it runs from Ernakulam to Kochi. Ernakulam to Kochi. Now listen carefully, students. Very, very important math question. The shortest national highway is NH47A. It runs from Ernakulam to Cochin. It runs from Ernakulam to Cochin, only 6 kilometers. Only 6 kilometers. Listen here. The longest national highway is NH7. The longest national highway is NH7. It runs from Varanasi to Kanyakumari. Varanasi is in Uttar Pradesh. Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. Varanasi to Uttar Pradesh. The length of this road is 2,369 kilometers. The length of this road is 2,369 kilometers. Then the shortest national highway is NH47A. The shortest national highway is NH47A. It runs from Ernakulam to Kochi. It runs from Ernakulam to Kochi. There are only 6 kilometers. The length of this road is only 6 kilometers. Okay. Okay, students. Then the next one is state highway. The second one is state highway. Now listen very careful. The state highways are connected between some of the cities, some of the towns, then within the state and neighboring states. Now listen very carefully. The state highways are connectively linked between some of the cities, some of the towns, then within the state and neighboring states. And also the state highways are constructed and maintained by the state government. The state highways are constructed and maintained the state government. Okay. Then the next one is that district road. The next one is district road. The district roads are mainly connected, linked with some of the districts and taluk headquarters. The district roads are linked with some of the districts and its taluk headquarters. Okay. Then the district roads are constructed and maintained by Public Work Department. The district roads are constructed and maintained by Public Work Department. Okay. Then the next one is rural or village road. The next one is rural or village road. Okay. Then these rural or village roads are connected, linked with rural area. The rural or village roads are connected from villages to all the towns. Villages to all the towns. Okay. Then these village roads are constructed and maintained by village panchayat. The village roads are constructed and maintained by village panchayat. Okay. Then the next one is the border roads. The next one is border roads. These border roads are constructed and maintained by Border Roads Organization. The border roads are constructed and maintained by Border Road Organization. This organization was established in the year 1960. This border road is established in the year 1960. Okay, the border roads are established in 1960. And also there are two types of border roads. There are two types of border roads. The first one is golden quadrilateral and the second one is north, south and east, west corridor. Listen very careful, students. The border roads are classified into two types. The first one is golden quadrilateral road and the second one is north, south and east, west corridor. Okay. Now listen here. The first one is the golden quadrilateral road. Golden quadrilateral road means 4 metropolitan roads. 4 metropolitan roads. Okay. That is Delhi to Kolkata, Kolkata to Chennai, Chennai to Mumbai, Mumbai to Delhi. Now the 4 metro, listen here, I will show the map from the map. Now listen here. The golden quadrilateral roads are connected to 4 metropolitan roads. That is Delhi. Delhi will come here. Delhi to Kolkata. Here, Delhi to Kolkata. Then Kolkata to Chennai. Kolkata to Chennai. Chennai to Mumbai. Chennai to Mumbai. Again it connect with Mumbai to Delhi. Again it connect with Mumbai to Delhi. Listen very careful. Delhi to Kolkata. Kolkata to Chennai, Chennai to Mumbai, Mumbai to Delhi. Okay. Then the second one is north-south corridor and east-west corridor. The second one is north-south corridor and east-west corridor. Listen very careful. North-south corridor. It runs from Srinagar to Kanyakumari. It runs from Srinagar to Kanyakumari. Map question, very very important question. Srinagar, it is in Jammu Kashmir, and Kanyakumari, it is in Tamil Nadu. Okay, Srinagar to Kanyakumari, very very important map question. Okay, then next one is the east-west corridor. Next one is the east-west corridor. It runs from Assam to Gujarat. It runs from Assam to Gujarat. The length of this road is 3,640 kilometers. The length of this road is 3,640 kilometers. Then length of this north-south corridor is 4,076 kilometers. 4,076 kilometers. Listen here. This is the north-south corridor. Srinagar to Kanyakumari. This is the east-west corridor, Assam to Gujarat. Okay. Then the next one is expressway. The next one is expressway. Expressway is the multi-lane, high-quality highway roads. Expressway is the multi-lane, high-quality, high-speed road. There are four types of expressways are there. The first one is Mumbai to Pune. The first one is Mumbai to Pune expressway. Then Kolkata to Dum Dum Airport. Then Kolkata to Dum Dum Airport. Then Durgapur to Kolkata. Durgapur to Kolkata. Last one is Yamuna to Delhi between Agra. Yamuna to Delhi between Agra. These are the four different ways of expressways. Okay. And the last one is international highways. Last one is international highways. The international highway is connected from India to some neighboring countries. For example, that is some of the neighboring countries like Bangladesh, Myanmar, Pakistan, like some of the neighboring countries. It connects with some of the neighboring countries. Can you understand, students? Now I hope you understood about this topic. Now I explained the transportation, what is meant by transportation, and some of the different ways of transportation. Now all are take a book. Turn page number 199. Turn page number 199. There, answer the following. Roman number 3. Last question. Question number 7. State the merits of roadways. State the merits of roadways. Turn page number 189. Answer is 189. Answer is 189. Roadways heading, first para fully. Roadways heading, first para fully. Then one detail question also there. Detail question also there. The third detail, Roman number 5, third question. Classify and explain the roadways in India. Classify and explain the roadways in India. That page number 189 and 190 and 192. That roadways fully you will learn. Okay, roadways fully you will learn. Okay, students, the continuation of this lesson I will teach the next class. Okay, students, thank you.